Hi, I'm Lesley Koehnen of Village Health. Thank you so much for joining me today for Pilates Abs with the Overball. Today we'll be focusing on movements with the ball underneath our pelvis or sacrum. These will be great exercises for those trying to really strengthen their lower abs. Also, if you tend to be tight in your hips, low back, glutes, hamstrings, and you tend to grip a lot in your quads and hip flexors, this is a great way to start to train your abdominals to work. And you're kind of, with using the prop, you're getting those other muscles that are really tight, like to grip, you're kind of getting them out of the way. So it's a great way to start in order to build on your Pilates practice. With any new exercise routine, it's very important that you consult with your physician before beginning. So for today, you will need a small ball. You can find them, a lot of times they're called a Pilates ball, or Overball is also one of the trademarked brands. And what you're going to do is find a nice space that you can lie down. Now, if you tend to have forward head posture, in other videos I've told you to use a pillow. Because we're putting this ball underneath your hips, you're not going to have anything underneath your head, okay? Because that would put your neck into a precarious position. Let's go ahead and get started. So to get started, you're going to lie down on your mat with your knees bent and your feet flat. And then you're going to bridge your hips up. And you're going to place that ball underneath your pelvis, your sacrum. So the ball is not underneath your waistband, and it's not underneath your tail. It's a little higher than your tail on that flat bone, which is 5 fused vertebrae, called the sacrum. Now, as we begin to do the movements, if you feel like you need to adjust the ball, if it's gone too far to the right or too far to the left, put your feet down, lift your hips up, and adjust the ball. There's no reason that you should continue to do the work if you feel like the ball is off center or not in the right place, because we want to be getting at the abs. And so if you're feeling it in other areas, you're going to want to stop. So your neck is going to be long. Arms are going to be at your sides with the palms down. You want to keep your shoulders back and down, remembering that Pilates principle. Keeping your feet down for the moment, just practice those Pilates abdominals. You're going to inhale through the nose. And as you exhale through the mouth, you want to feel those abdominals scooping inward and upward. So inhale and exhale, scooping those abs inward and upward. And you really want to feel the abdominals on the middle and the right and left side. You want to feel those abdominals drawing in and up. So you're not just pulling your belly to your spine. You want to feel that scooping action. And you want to continue to feel that as we do these exercises, these movements. The first one is going to be single leg toe taps. So to get into that, you're going to bring your right leg into tabletop. You're going to bring your left leg into tabletop, and it's okay to have your knees a little more over your belly and not directly over your hips. That's a little more challenging. It's okay to have the legs hip width apart because we're only doing one at a time. Here we go. You're going to inhale, prepare. Exhale, scoop your belly as you tap your right foot down. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, scoop as you lower the left. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, scooping the abs. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth and scoop the abs inward and upward. Inhale and exhale, scoop the abs inward and upward. And exhaling. As you do this, you want to make sure you're not having tension in your neck and shoulders. You don't want your shoulders to roll forward. You don't want your back to arch up away from the floor. You want to keep your torso and your shoulder girdle, head and neck in one spot. This is really about the legs lowering to challenge the abs. Now that single leg, if you're ready to move on, you're going to bring your knees and feet together. You're going to inhale and exhale. Try to lower both toes to the mat and back up. Now, if you're just beginning, you might not get your feet all the way to the mat because you don't want to feel it in your back. Remember, we're strengthening the core muscles here. So if you're not feeling it in the core anymore, you might have gotten fatigued. And so it's time to maybe take a break and then try again another day as you're building that strength. Exhale as you tap. Inhale and exhale as you tap. One more time. Inhale and exhale, scooping those abs inward and upward. Good. While you're here, it is okay to hug the knees into the chest. I kind of call this an upside down child's pose position for people with really sore knees or tight legs or hips. Sometimes this is a great way for them to access a child's pose position. One more abdominal exercise we can do here is the head, neck, and shoulders and arms are in the same position. The same rules apply. We want to keep the upper body from head to tail pretty quiet. We really want to feel this in the abs. You're going to extend your legs straight up towards the ceiling. And they can air to be a little more over your belly and not right over your hips. You can decide what feels best for you. If you're working on strengthening your core, you might want those feet over your belly. Just like I said, you might want your knees over your belly more when you're doing your toe taps. But as you get stronger, your home base could be right over your hips, which then is more work for those obliques and abs. But just remember, if you're starting to feel it in your legs, you're not working your abs. We want to keep this in the abs, okay? So from here, this is a longer lever now than when your knees were bent. So as you lower your legs, it's going to be more challenging on that entire core. And then inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Feel those abdominals drop in and up. And inhale, lift. So exhale, lower. You might only go a couple inches as you're beginning. And inhale, lift. Or as you get stronger, you might find that you can go further down. Just remember, as you go further down, if you start to really arch through your mid-back and your low back, you start to arch up off the mat, then you're going too far, because then that means as your legs are lowering, you're pulling your ribs and your spine with them instead of your core muscles, keeping that stability through your core. So just try one or two more. Exhale as you lower. Inhale as you lift, and exhale as you lower, and inhale as you lift. To come out of this, you're going to bend your knees, you're going to set your feet down one at a time, you're going to bridge your hips up, take the ball out, and slowly roll your spine down. So remember, those are kind of beginning exercises, especially if you find that you're really tight in your lower body, low back. And remember, this is to strengthen the abs. So if you're starting to feel it anywhere else, you want to reassess. You want to get yourself back into position. Maybe you want to dial it back. Maybe you want a smaller range of motion. Maybe you only want to do one leg at a time, the single toe taps instead of both, because doing both legs is more than doing one at a time because the weight is more. So that's how we kind of build upon our exercises and start to build that strength so that we can then do those exercises without the prop. And that's the goal. Like all of my videos, if you're trying these exercises out and you have questions, you can reach me through my website, www.villagehealthmn.com. Thank you so much, and I hope your abs feel really good after that workout.